Good morning to all of you and welcome to this webinar. Or if you're in another time zone, it could be perhaps good day. My name is Thomas Line from Sirocco, and today we will cover what's new in the latest release of Microsoft Dynamics 365, long name. And the theme for today is sales and marketing, and perhaps a little bit of customer service if we have the time. And perhaps you know, but Microsoft is releasing every spring and every fall. So we have a big release now in April, and later on this year we have the Wave 2 release coming up in October. So we have picked up a couple of features and functions that we feel is important and very good. I'd like to show you that. And by the way, when you look at the release notes, actually I've tried to read this through, but it's enormous almost. It's a big document with over 500 pages. But of course, it's more than just sales and marketing. It's the Power Platform and it's the finance pieces and so on. So picked out sales and marketing. And why not start with sales then? So a couple of highlights from sales. This is the forecast area, which I feel is very, very good nowadays. It came in the fall release actually, but I'm not sure if everyone is using this. But let's make sure if you run Dynamics 365 that you try this out. It's very flexible and quite useful. The other thing is the deal manager view. And this is my favorite actually. I use this almost every day to have a look at the pipeline, all the opportunities. Are we in pace? Is some opportunities lagging and so on. So very good overview, and also have the detailed discussion with different salespersons. And then we obviously have guided selling, and this is something that Microsoft is really, really focusing on to make it easier and easier to be productive as a salesperson. So we will have a look at that as well. And of course, if we have all these nice functions, there are a lot of data, and therefore Microsoft is focusing a lot on putting these data into some relationship analytics that could help a sales manager to have a view if things are going well or not, and also for a specific salesperson that could help out in different opportunities or customer connections. And the last piece is obviously the connection and the whole platform, where we see more and more integrations between, for example, Microsoft Teams and Dynamics 365. And here we have it all over the place nowadays. It's not only Excel integration, it's Microsoft Teams, it's Outlook, it's SharePoint. So it's quite nice functionality, especially for you that runs more of the Microsoft platform, which typically many of you do. So let's have a look at a demo here. So if we start with the forecast view, and this is the demo data, obviously, so it's not my own data. So and you probably have, if you run Dynamics 365 already today, you perhaps have this in your sandbox environment already or in a trial. But it's quite good demo data, I feel. So here is the forecast view, and we can hide the menu here so we have the full view. And this is very flexible because you can either use some of the templates. You can do territory forecast, product forecast, or other kind of forecast, maybe the organizational forecast. Or you can create from blank how you typically calculate your forecast, or if you have in different teams or groups or departments or whatever. The good thing here is also that you can decide to use different forecasts, and then you can also drill down in accounts or whatever you try to drill down or like to drill down into. So here I have the account, and if I want to drill down into account, I see what the forecast is built up on. But the biggest thing here is not only that we have all these column summary of the forecast we have today, one opportunities, committed, best case, and so on. We also have a very nice view here. We can expand that in a Kanban view. So here we have the opportunity to sit with the team to discuss different opportunities when we do the forecast, and just pull them, drag and drop opportunity here to drag them into, let's say, the pipeline here. I feel that this is a committed opportunity. So then it will be calculated again. So it will be recalculated in the summary. And you can play around with this, obviously. And you can also decide if you don't use omitted or won or lost here, just pipeline committed, perhaps, then you can just use these columns. So it's up to you to configure that. The good thing here is also that you can freeze the core forecast. You can have a view on how we are performing against the forecast, the latest forecast, what would we decide a month ago, and are we really doing that? So if the revenue is coming in, is it from the opportunities that we really forecasted last month? That is really often a headache, that we think we are good at forecast, but it's always good to have a historical view to learn. So this is one good opportunity for you to have a look at. The other thing that I mentioned was the deal manager view. And as I said, this is a view that I like very much. This is a new thing that appeared now in the April release, completely new. And this is a total overview of all the open opportunities. And here we can see it in a nice graph. And we can also decide what should be, why should a specific area be, or an opportunity be bigger, or a specific color, and so on. So we can decide that. In this case, we have the probability, and we also have the size. And we can also see in different colors in what stage these opportunities are. So this is a nice overview. But the good thing here is also that we can filter. So here you can just filter on a specific time. So now in April, all the opportunities that will be closed in April, or a specific account, or perhaps a specific salesperson, the owner of these opportunities. So if I have a discussion with a specific salesperson, I just filter out and discuss his or her opportunities. So if we have a look at these opportunities, we can also click on a specific opportunity and discuss particularly this one. And here we have the opportunity on the right-hand side to change things. I saw that it was supposed to be closed yesterday. So this is a question I have for around this opportunity. Is it closed and not updated? Or should we postpone or delay the close date? Is it true that this is $30,000? So we can do some changes here. We can also move into the full opportunity to do the changes, obviously. This is the most common changes we have here. We can also directly from here create activities. So perhaps we like to make an appointment, send an email, create a phone call immediately, perhaps to this customer, to discuss, as I said, immediately. But also taking notes, and of course, we can do Teams chat. So if I click on that, it will open up Teams. I will not do that. We don't have the time for that right now, but I can show you how it looks in Teams also. So clicking on that, we will have the Teams window appear, and then we can chat with each other to discuss this opportunity. And it will bring also information about this opportunity into Teams like this. With Alan Steiner here, it will bring the information of a specific opportunity, in this case, Café Corto for Northwind Sales. So we can discuss this in Teams, and it will also show up in the opportunity inside the forecast view and deal manager view. So that's a nice thing to, and a very nice feature, I believe. Very useful. Other things that is a big focus from Microsoft is to create a productive environment for a salesperson. And if we move into the sales accelerator here, we have the opportunity to have a work order list, so to-do list, and we can decide, or the company can decide to what kind of activities should appear here. And also we can create sequences. So perhaps if we have a new lead coming in, what kind of activities should we do and in which order for a new lead? And that goes for a new account, or if we create a new opportunity, or if we just have different actions we want to do in different in a specific order. So here I have filtered out most of the opportunities. So when I log in, I have quite a busy view here, and you don't need to have all the information. So that's the thing also with Microsoft Dynamics. You can configure it and hide as many fields as you want, actually. So it is more clean. This is the demo environment, and therefore we have a lot of information. But here we have the work list. We can hide the menu again. Typically when you use Microsoft Dynamics, you don't use the menu like this. You know where to find information, or otherwise you search for information. Very, very strong search. So if I move around here, it will also show me the detailed information about this opportunity in this case. And I have also actions, so call to actions. So here I see what the system suggests that I should do. And this could be the sequence that we have decided. So when we have a new opportunity and we have qualified opportunity, then perhaps we should call the customer, obviously that feels quite obvious. And we could also mark that as complete. And when we mark it as complete, then it will, some new activity will probably pop up. When I call the customer here, I also have the connection to Microsoft Teams. So it will, if I activate that, it will start to call in Teams. Not sure about that number, if that is working or not. So what we have here, so it's very connected to Teams, as you see. What we have here is the opportunity to configure the perfect environment for a salesperson to really be productive. So I know for myself, when you have too much things to do, too many opportunities, too many leads, it's hard to prioritize. And this gives you an opportunity that the system will prioritize a little bit for you. So it makes things easier. And the more you use CRM, like Microsoft Dynamics, the more you will probably sell and the more productive you will be. The thing here is that you should configure it so it fits your needs. And that's the beauty with Dynamics, that you really, really can configure it. So here we have more information. Just wanted to show you. We can see the opportunity score here, 90 for the first one, 88, 84, and so on. So we can have scorings on leads and opportunities and so on. So that will also help us to prioritize. Perhaps we should prioritize big opportunities with a low score or something like that. Down below here, we have more information. We have the timeline, obviously, so we can see everything that has happened on this opportunity. And then we have the opportunity score, and it gives us a little bit information. So we see that we have the decision maker identified and so on. So we have more or less everything in place. So if we activate, we can also see if we have similar, or if we have had similar opportunities that we have won. What have we done with these opportunities? Have we made more calls? Have we had more meetings with these kind of customers? So that will also help us to be more active. All right. Then we can move on to marketing, I believe. We have some more thing here in, I think we have the sales usage report. Analytics, that was the thing here. Because when we think about analytics, it doesn't need to be these reports and sales manager reports and so on. It could be good reports just to have a look on my opportunities. So here are some statistics of my opportunities, and you can obviously create your own statistics here. Microsoft has a couple of templates that follow the out-of-the-box solution, and then you can create your own analytics. But it's always good to have sort of a feeling of what you can do with these templates. So here we have the opportunity usage reporting, how many of the opportunities are converted, and so on and so on. You can't get too much statistics, right? And I already show you the Teams collaboration. It goes with both calls. So it uses Microsoft Teams to do calls if you have that connected. And obviously also to have Microsoft Teams really connected to all the opportunities, and even as an app inside Microsoft Teams if you want to do that. Okay, so let's move on to, we have all the features and functions in screenshots here. Here we have them. And then we will move into the marketing piece. So marketing, it has been really a focus from Microsoft also around marketing automation. And we have seen a lot of development the last 1.5 years from Microsoft. And Microsoft has done a fantastic job creating these customer journeys, and it's all connected. It's the same database, so it's no worries about connection to the data you have from sales or perhaps customer service. But Microsoft has also created this moment-based marketing, or trigger-based, or what you can call it. So it's a really interesting new features that appeared in the fall release, but it has become even stronger now in this release. Collaborate, obviously, Microsoft Teams also in marketing, and we also have here data and AI, and especially AI. I mentioned AI in the sales area, but AI is obviously really important also to activate in marketing. It could be very useful to use AI, for example, to have suggestions of the next best product that your customer should buy. When they search for things on your web page, then you can create specific journeys depending on what they search for, and so on and so on. So it's really interesting that Microsoft is putting AI into these solutions, and it's for almost for everyone. It doesn't need to be that complicated. So let's have a look at the demo of marketing then. So first of all, we can see that we have a new menu item here. We have the outbound marketing. That is typically, can mention it as the old marketing, as we have seen it for 2-3 years now. Microsoft has created this new area called RealTime Marketing. And the thing here is, the difference is that with the the existing customer journeys that if you use Dynamics Marketing, then you have segments. It's very important that you have segment your accounts or contacts or leads or whatever, and then you use these segments. But in the real-time marketing, you have triggers, so you can have a live journey very, very long. So it depends on what happens with these contacts, and then that could trigger a journey all of a sudden. So you don't have to be that sort of segment oriented. You can be trigger oriented instead. So this is the view, and just an example of one customer journey, very easy or light customer journey. But I feel also when you have this real-time marketing that you will probably have more customer journeys, shorter customer journeys that just do something around a specific trigger events that happens. Now it's the third time that this contact opened our email, or this contact reached a specific point in our lead score. Then that should trigger something. This contact is a new account, and that should trigger something. So something should happen. Or we have a solved support case, and that could also trigger something. It doesn't need to be sales and marketing. It could also be connected to the support area. It's the same database. So here we have another look and feel than the old, or I say customer journey, the old customer journey, but when we see this, this is new stuff at least. So here we can decide, we can also decide what will happen in a long journey, follow up. We can also have suggestions, the best possible channel for a specific contact, depending on the information we have gathered. So should we send text messages, or should we send email messages to this specific contact? In this case, we have sort of a contact created, and then it's an introduction email that has been sent out. And what if they open the email, then there will be a follow-up and so on and so on. Quite a sort of a normal customer journey in this case. I have some examples also in screenshots that I can show you. So I feel that these are the most important areas around when it comes to marketing. That's the new real-time marketing. And if we have a look at the triggers, just to show you, because the triggers is a little bit like if you have used Power Automate, you can have triggers that make actions. So if something happens, then the Power Automate starts a flow. And this is typically the same thing here, but it's a little bit more oriented to marketing automation in this case, or marketing communication, you can say. So here we can see that contact created, that's a standard trigger. Email blocked, email bounced. We have a lot of triggers already out of the box, but you can also create your own triggers. Here we can have push notifications. We can use our phones, so we can send text messages in different views and so on. What we also have here, and just wanted to highlight this because in this new version, and it has developed over time, we have this very, very nice email designer. So if we just have a look at an introduction mail, not sure if I chose the right one. Oh, here's me in an introduction mail. So we have a quite beautiful email designer where we have a lot of statistics. So everything you do here gather a lot of statistics. So we can, as a salesperson, it's quite important to have a look at your contact if they have participated in an event or reached out to you, and have a look, have a view on your website and so on. So make sure you try this out. And even if Microsoft has strong solutions in each area, in every area, sales, we have marketing, we have customer service, field service, and so on. The biggest thing here is that it's all connected. So you don't have to worry about that you have to do these costly integrations and so on. It all works out of the box. Okay, let's move into a little bit more information about the marketing. Here we have another view, the screenshot of Dynamics Marketing. We can see also the channel optimization, typical AI feature, you can say. So here it will decide for me if it should be an email, push notification, or text message. This is a quite short journey, but important. And it's very, very easy to create these journeys. So we have a lot of things that will be automated for us. Here we have another view of a journey with some statistics, because it's important also that we follow up on these journeys so we can see, should we change something, what's the effect of each journey. Obviously, data and AI, a little bit hard to show in this short webinar, but it's a lot of AI capabilities that you can activate into Dynamics, obviously, and that goes for the whole Microsoft Dynamics platform. It's almost hidden a little bit everywhere. So collaborate also when you create a journey. It's important that you discuss the journey. So therefore, Microsoft has built in Microsoft Teams into the creation of journeys, so you can discuss with your colleagues and so they can have input on your journey. That was about it. I think that we have almost reached the time. If you have more questions around Microsoft Dynamics or the new release or whatever, perhaps customer service that we didn't have the time to cover today, please reach out to me or some of my colleagues at Sirocco. Thank you.